Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Tirso and I'm an art director based in New York City. It is the 15th anniversary to The Devil Wears Prada, and I thought it would be great if I broke down exactly how close to reality the movie is. I used to watch this movie all the time until I worked at Teen Vogue, and then it was just a little bit too close to home. From what I remember, the movie has a rather glamorous aspect to it, but from what I remember of working at Teen Vogue, it was all work. All I did was work. I had no life, just work.
Okay, so I was Miranda's second assistant, but her first assistant recently got promoted, so now I'm the first.
So when I was there, Anna actually had 3 assistants, the first assistant, the second assistant, and then the assistant in training. I don't really know the dynamic between them, but that was definitely a thing.
Oh, and you're replacing yourself.
Well, I am trying. Miranda sacked the last 2 girls after only a few weeks. We need to find someone who can survive here, do you understand?
Yeah, of course. Who's Miranda?
Oh my God, I will pretend you did not just ask me that. She's the editor-in-chief of Runway, not to mention a legend. You work a year for her and you can get a job at any magazine you want. A million girls would kill for this job.
Okay, true. I believe the line in my resume definitely got me all the jobs, and I went freelance after Teen Vogue and I never had to look for work.
Yeah, I came to New York to be a journalist and sent letters out everywhere, and then finally got a call from Elias Clark and met with Sherry up at Human Resources, and basically it's this or Auto Universe.
So you don't read Runway?
No?
You don't actually need to read the magazine in order to work there. I'm sure it's preferred, but if I look at my resume, I don't think I've read any of the magazines I've worked at. I still got the jobs anyway.
Feathered headdress that she's wearing. She looks like she's working the main stage at the Golden Nugget.
Thank you for your time.
Who is that sad little person? Are we doing a before and after piece I don't know about?
It's interesting that he says, are we doing a before and after piece, because his character is actually responsible for Andy's before and after.
Well, look, you gotta start somewhere, right? I mean, look at this dump Nate works in. I mean, come on. Paper napkins? Hello?
Yeah, and Lily, she works at that gallery doing, Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly is it that you do, anyway?
Lucky for me, I already have my dream job.
You're your corporate research analyst.
Oh, you're right, my job sucks.
I love this. So this was probably one of my favorite parts about building a career in New York City, is that when I would get together with my friends and we would kind of, to some degree, bond in misery, but I think the idea of growing our careers together, that support group got me through a lot of things.
It's boring.
It's all right, breathe.
I'm trying.
Here, take a drink.
I won't have a drink. I
You know
will
what?
with
I'd like
my
to propose a toast. Okay. The jobs that pay the rent.
the job that pay the rent.
That's all you need.
This is the book. Now, it is a mock-up of everything in the current issue. And we deliver it to Miranda's apartment every night. And don't touch it. She returns it to us in the morning with her notes.
So some clarity on the book. The book exists. She does not get it every night. She gets it when there are new layouts for her to review. I think I noticed in there that there's a beer bottle in there and then maybe an image on the other page, but we don't put every single page of the magazine in there. It's only the editorial pages with content that the editors are working on. Also, the Post-its are not tiny that fit inside the magazine. They actually stick out, I would say, like this. It's so that we know that she has a comment on that page. But yeah, they're also like giant Post-its. 1 second. So before I left Teen Vogue, I actually started collecting some of the Post-its on my layouts from the book. I have them and I keep them here in this notebook. Like I said, they're big Post-its, I mean, so this is Anna's handwriting, and she would write these notes to us. This one says, are you sure about this? And, I was sure about it until you questioned me. So then I wasn't sure. Sad, not so stylish, sad, what are you talking about? Drop depressed? What the f? Bad. I thought I was a good designer, but according to this, maybe I wasn't.
I guessed an 8.5.
Wow, that's very nice of you, but I don't think I need these. Miranda hired me. She knows what I look like.
Do you?
So I don't think there is an official dress code at Condé Nast, but it does lean more style than it does fashion. You could wear whatever you wanted to, but I personally felt out of place if I didn't dress up a little bit. I don't like to think about what I wear in the morning, so I tend to create these so-called uniforms for my everyday. Back then, it was a J. Crew button-down shirt with a tie, a 1-inch tie bar, and some leather loafers. Now I just wear Lacoste polos every day.
And then tell Simone I'll take Jackie if Maggie isn't available. Did DeMarchelier confirm?
DeMarchelier?
DeMarchelier? Did he get him on the phone?
Okay.
I have Miranda Priestley calling.
I have Patrick.
So for those of you that don't know, Patrick Demarchelier is a famed Vogue photographer. This scene is a little bit of a stretch because as editor of the magazine, she doesn't need to confirm the photographer, the photo department does.
You do know that cellulite is one of the main ingredients in corn chowder.
I love a good carb.
So none of the girls here eat anything?
Not since 2 became the new 4 and 0 became the new 2.
Well, I'm a 6.
So I feel like I'm the only one that would know this, but for accuracy purposes, this movie came out in 2006. The racket on the wall is a Prince 03 racket, and that is a racket Maria Sharapova was using when she won the US Open, also in 2006.
Issue going well?
Oh yes, our best September ever.
Great. Heard Miranda killed autumn jackets and pulled off the Sedona shoot. What's that costing me?
About 300,000.
Must have been some lousy jackets.
So 300,000 seems to be a lot of money for a photo shoot. They don't really cost that much. I mean, I guess it depends on your budget, but you could produce a photo shoot for 15,000. You could produce a photo shoot for 30,000. It kind of depends. It also depends on how many days you're shooting. I can't see a feature well lasting more than 2 days, so $300,000 is too much for the budget for a photo shoot. Also, if you cancel a photo shoot, you don't have to pay the entire day unless it's the day before or the day of. Within 72 hours, it's just customary to offer a kill fee, which is usually 50% of the original shoot. I do remember once that Anna cut maybe 8 pages of the feature well, and we had to turn around the pages across 3 or 4 days, but teamwork makes the dream work.
She hates me, Nigel.
And that's my problem because... Oh, wait, no, it's not my problem.
Okay, let's unpack a couple things in this scene. First, Nigel is using what we call a loop, which magnifies the film so that he could really see what's there. We would make selects before we send it out to get scanned, and then we would get the larger high-res to be used in the magazine. Because the scene's in the art department, I was curious about the propping in there, and I noticed that there are angle poise lamps in the background. I only know this because I actually have one. Coincidental, I didn't buy it because of the movie. I'm not sure what's in the frame behind Andy, but the photos on the walls across the Condé Nast offices were photos from the actual magazines. This was my favorite touch to the offices because it really made me feel like I was working at the height of the industry. Some of those photographers included would be Patrick Demarchelier, Herb Ritz, Bruce Weber, Peggy Sirota, Stephen Meisel, Mario Testino, and Arthur Elgort.
Was greater than art because you live your life in it. Well, not you, obviously, but some people. You think this is just a magazine? You have no idea how many legends have walked these halls, and what's worse, you don't care. Because this place, where so many people would die to work, you only deign to work.
I really relate to Andy in this scene, and there was just a lot of pressure when it came to the job. I thought of the scene a lot, especially the words when he said people would die to do the work you only deign to do. Nigel's reaction to her is pretty common. No one's really going to help you figure out the job at hand. It's kind of up to you to figure out how you can make it work. That environment really shaped me to become more self-sufficient, and I do think it's made me stand out so much in terms of my work ethic.
I don't know what you expect me to do.
There's nothing in this whole closet that'll fit a size 6, I can guarantee you.
The closet is not that big, and it certainly doesn't have any aisles.
These are all sample sizes, 2 and 4. All right, we'll journey this for you. And
A poncho.
you'll take what I give you and you'll like it. We're doing this Dolce for you. And shoes, Jimmy Choo.
Reality that he is just grabbing things from the closet, and there are market editors that work in the closet and they manage everything. So we have to understand that all these clothes are borrowed and it's not a complete free-for-all. So if something's taken from the closet, that has to be accounted for so that they make sure that it gets returned.
Nola Blahnik. Nancy Gonzalez, love that.
Okay, Mrs. Rodriguez, this we love. It might fit. It might. Okay, now Chanel, you're in desperate need of Chanel. Darling, shall we? We have to get to the beauty department, and God knows how long that's going to take.
So the beauty department is not a thing. Those are beauty editors, and there is a beauty closet. However, there's going to be no hair and makeup stylist to really transform her. She would have to do that at a salon.
Right. These are all of the guests. Miranda invites everyone. Now we have to make sure that they all think that she knows exactly who they are. And I've been studying for weeks.
I have to learn all these by tonight.
No, don't be silly, Andrea. These two.
So I don't think this is realistic. I assume that this scene is mocking off of the Met Ball, which Anna does approve every single person and is also involved in the seating charts. I believe you can watch that in the documentary, the first Monday in May. So if she's inviting everyone and she knows where everyone's sitting, I don't think she needs her assistants to remind her of who each person is. Let's be serious that if she doesn't know you, you're not invited. The only thing realistic about the scene is that I did have to cancel a lot of my plans just because something came up at work. So obviously the Met Gala is at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. This is showing it at the Museum of Natural History on Central Park West. What I appreciated here is that the banners are hanging from giant hangers. So at least from a fashion concept perspective, I appreciate the consistency.
You know, I didn't have a choice.
Don't worry about it. And go to bed.
Can we at least talk about this?
You look really pretty.
I mean, this sucks. The general culture of New York is that we tend to mirror careers, and you know, after a little bit, I understood that the entire goal is to not have a good job, but to have a good life.
And now to the main event, our celebration of James Holt. We at Runway are very proud to have been royal hosts.
When the time is right, she'll pay me back.
You sure about that?
No. But I hope for the best. I have to.
I feel bad for Nigel in this scene, but I will say that he doesn't need Miranda to find another job. Raul Ramirez was the creative director at Vogue for a very long time, and I would confidently say that he was the most powerful creative director in magazine publishing. He and his business partner, Alex Gonzalez, created AR New York, where they did a lot of branding for fashion brands. So they say that everyone's favorite day on the job is their last day on the job, and that's pretty much true. I do remember the scene a lot, and actually my first time in Paris, it was the first photograph that I took there. So does the movie portray a true glimpse of what it's like to work in fashion editorial? Not exactly. Does the movie provide interest to working at a fashion magazine? Yes, and for that reason is why I still love this movie. It reminds me of the beginnings of my career and why I pursued magazine editorial. I did switch to marketing and advertising later on, but I'm so grateful that I was able to experience part of the glory days of working at Condé Nast. So I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and then I'll see you in the next video.